Hello, welcome to the Gyst.Rewind podcast, where we bring context to culture. I'm your host, Kobe Taylor. In this show, we'll explore what it is to be a creator and bring new ideas for what it means to be an artist. We also hope to create connections and the opportunity to learn something new within our society. So sit back, relax, and just rewind. Hello. Yeah, we're good. All right. Welcome to another episode of the Gyst.Rewind podcast. We're bringing context to culture. You know who I am, Kobe.
Rockley, aka your dopeness.
And we got another special guest in here. Tell me where you is, bro.
J Ham from the 612, man. What's going on?
Welcome aboard, man. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, man. It's that season, man. And man, it's just I'm all about giving. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm glad I could be here with y'all. Glad y'all could have me here, man. Let's get this thing popping.
Yeah, bro. You've been doing a lot of work out here, man. Been in the music scene. I saw you at Lowe's event. You know what I'm saying? Chopped up with you for a bit. Shout out DJ Lowe. Like, that's a really cool industry night thing he's doing. I think we need, like we were talking before, we need more things just in general like that. More people getting together and if anything, is having a good time. Networking is dope too, but I think what Lowe's doing is help building a culture out here to get people to collaborate more. I didn't know at the one we went to, I didn't know there was such a big Afro beats scene out here.
Yeah, for real.
Talking about it. So, but yeah, man. Bro, where'd you grow up at? What was early life like? What did you like back when you were a kid? What was all that about, bro?
Man, yeah, you throwing it way back. Pause. I'm South Minneapolis, born and raised, man. Everything Minnesota, what I call home. Everything good?
Yeah, you good, bro.
Okay. I grew up around a lot of sports, a lot of entertainment, and so that's kind of what really got me into this too. Am I just hella loud?
Oh no, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's,
okay.
I mean, I'm doing the same thing too, so.
No, I'll be speaking mad
I think
loud.
all the games are kind of, no, you good, bro.
Okay. Yeah, you want me just?
I see it kind of chilling out a little bit.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay, yeah, but growing up, I used to, if anybody knows this, was watching Derek Comedy, which is one thing on College Humor, where I discovered Donald Glover. And that ended up becoming one of my biggest inspirations once I found out he also does music.
Oh.
So that was around the time that he did the EP, just called EP. And then I discovered Freaks and Geeks, dove kind of deeper into his whole catalog, then discovered that he was writing with 30 Rock, and ended up being on Community. And I kind of soaked in a lot of just the things that he had, and it kind of made me have that idea that, I don't got to just boil myself down to just one thing. After high school, I went to college in LA, and that's when I was pursuing acting.
Okay.
And so that was the bigger passion of mine at the time. While I also loved music, I never really saw myself as somebody who could take it seriously, just because I used to freestyle and joke around with friends, just rap about goofy stuff, which, I mean, shit, I somewhat do right now still anyways from time to time. But I ended up taking that leap once I came back here. I knew a little bit about the music scene here. I knew a few people, gained some connects, dropped my first debut song, Vegas Nights, and it's been my biggest song. Was on World Star, No Jumper tweeted about it, and it just kind of built a foundation for me and made me realize this thing can really work. I can do multiple things, and I got other things lined up when it comes to acting and all that as well. So yeah, I just like being a Renaissance man. That whole Donald Glover and Childish Gambino culture really just rubbed off on me, and now if anything's given to me as an opportunity that's in the entertainment field, like it's hard for me to say no because I don't want to limit myself. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of recognizing your strengths.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think people talk about that time Donald Glover and like just not Donald Glover, but that time period for music was so good. It was a lot of like Kid Cudi.
Yep,
and,
yeah, that
Kid
blog
Inks
era.
and the blog era.
Yeah.
You got all these like really like, and not saying rap music's not musical now, but
I mean, but it is what it is.
yeah, but it was more like people were taking more chances back then.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. A lot of
people-
originality.
Yeah. People were being more authentic, and I mean, people are authentic now, I guess, in some
Yeah.
aspects. But
But I feel like you got to dive a little deeper to find that.
I think in those times it was more popular to have that kind of music. Where
Yeah.
right now it's like trapping and capping,
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it ain't about like. And I like that music. I don't want to be one of them people who like hate on modern music. I'm
Yeah.
not that. I can see the different like generations of music.
Yep.
Even our like young age of seeing how it was different from when I was in high school to the popping, snapping to like now it's murder everybody kind of.
Yeah.
I know. So it's
So do you think
interesting.
like people will at some point people are a little bit more creative and kind of like now it's just more like pump and
Yeah, no,
Pretty much
I
just
think
pump it out.
the funny thing that you say is, is the whole snapping and popping, like it was all just dances back then with, the Soldier Boy and the roly, jerking,
Yeah.
all that shit. And now it's all about, killing and trapping and stuff, but it is dancing too now
Yeah.
because of TikTok. So it's kind
yeah.
of a weird mesh of that. And yeah, I feel the same way about that you feel about it. Just I admire a lot of it. I do love trap music. I love Future. I love Thug. Like
Love
all
Future.
them.
I mean,
But yeah,
they had their like Thug and Future, man. That whole like, you know what I'm saying? When he had fuck up the commas, like, that was the golden era. Of
Yeah.
music. Like when Future was doing
Yeah,
his
DS2.
thing, when DS2 dropped, everyone was playing that. Everyone liked that. Like it was so he was like an add-on to that time too. Because Drake
Yeah.
was doing Drake back thing, and J. Cole was doing J. It was like 2014, when I was like kind of like out of college, but get into being like a young adult and get my career going. That was a golden era of music too. So I'm not hating on modern music. I think there's always gonna be like a wave, and I like what we got going on now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting.
well, yeah. I think music will just hip hop in general is kind of in like a renaissance period right now where they're trying to figure out what the next big thing is because
Yep.
normally it's about like 3 to 5 years per like big thing in hip hop, like the blog era. There was just that whole like real 2000s like just rap, all lyricism and stuff. And then there was that like 3 to 5 years of like the kind of dancing and stuff. But trapping has been for like almost a whole decade now.
Always been
And
trap.
so a lot of people are kind of feeling like, when's that next thing coming? And I mean, it's up to me and all these other
Yeah,
people out
right,
here to kind of
exactly.
like, establish that. And I'm hoping it's something we can make monumental. And I know one big thing is the female rappers are really starting to like
Booming.
kind of have their whole thing right now, which is really good. I think it should be open to more audiences. But yeah, it's still kind of just in that middle ground where like nothing is overly captivating right now, where people are like, oh, that's it. Like you don't got that Drake. You literally still have Drake.
You still
And I
have
think
Drake,
part of what's slowing us down, like I've noticed this, like across like not only hip hop, but just entering the game now. I've noticed a lot of record labels are not fully scouting people like going to open mics.
Yep.
It's more like let's wait for you to go viral.
Yup.
And then we're gonna sign you. So
Yeah,
I
you
think
get
that's
that on the
also
nose,
hindering.
yep.
'Cause there's a lot of good ass artists out there that
Yeah.
we just ain't listen to.
I think it's also a weird time because like you can be an independent artist way more easier than you ever could at this
True.
point in
Yep.
time right now. So the labels are basically saying you gotta have motion before we can even think about signing you. But it also makes it easier if you can get your motion to make a better deal for yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like there's also obviously like the industry plants, like the people just get like how the fuck do they get like why are they making music? But I think also I think, like you said, everybody's taking an opportunity to like they use music and they go do something else with it real quick,
Yeah.
or vice versa. They weren't doing music, they were a streamer, and they started making
Yep.
music because
Yep.
they kept getting demonetized. I think it's like a weird time where you can kind of plug and plug out with the music stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like what you were saying. Just people create a platform, and then that's why everybody like kind of jokes about it. Oh, everybody's a rapper now, just because once you
Can
get
be.
there, like people are like, all right, well, what's his name? Kai Sennett.
Yeah.
And he went and dropped a song, and then Speed did the one where he's being all weird and stuff.
Yep.
And he's getting a million.
Yeah.
Bro,
A million views.
they made a diss song to another, like, I think he's like a basketball streamer. And it's like, it's good. Like, it's like a good ass song. And you're like, oh. And I think some people think that diminishes the talent of rap. And I think it adds to it. I think it's dope when people can jump in. Like, you know what I mean?
It's just an evolution and changing the times, as you
it's
mentioned.
dope, man. I think that's dope. But I also like, it's not as musical as it used to be now. Like, you're not getting the Channel Orange albums anymore.
Yeah, there's not as much
You're not
passion.
getting Take Care
Yeah.
anymore. You're not getting, you know what I mean, these really good, like, 12 songs on the album.
Well,
It's
and
25.
Yeah, no, and a lot of it is kind of like what you were saying with being independent. It's all about singles nowadays.
Yeah.
And people don't really care about the whole scheme of a big project and like making you feel like you gotta eat popcorn like it's a movie the way that you're going through a whole album. It's just like single after single, and then if people drop an album, they're just trying to get one of those to be a TikTok hit, and that's also messing with a lot of labels and stuff now too, because like you said, they don't go to open mics, they don't try to like see, I can see the talent, they just want you to have a platform. And now that's kind of messing with everybody's way to get in there, is because that's the only goal now is, all right, can I go viral? Like
which is weird because it's not. You don't get a good artist sometimes just because they go viral. Like, there's a lot of songs that go
But also
viral.
at the same time, it's like I feel like especially in the music industry, it's grown so much. You got so many people. I always think about like, I don't think the music industry was designed to be sustainable to this many artists.
That's a good way to look at it.
Some people are making money right now,
point.
and it's like I think it's hard for labels to keep up with that. I'm pretty sure it is. Like, because you can, like you said, you can have your own platform. I don't feel like I don't need you.
Yeah. Well, and that's messing up artists too. Like once they do get one of those deals, they get stuck in that because all they want you to do is make that make that next big hit. And if you don't get it, you're still just waiting for your chance to finally drop an album when you're on like a 5-album deal. Like 10 years later, I only dropped one because one of my songs went viral. And
they can put you on hold as they try to work with another artist to push them up,
And that's why, rest in peace to XXX Tentacion. If you've ever seen his documentary, I know he definitely had his, fair share of BS and stuff that he did, because he, wasn't great mentally for a lot of his life. But one really intelligent thing he did was he signed with a really small label, and they gave him a budget for, I think it was just like a 2 or 3 single deal. And they don't give those out. Normally they want to get you a whole bunch of albums, so then they're holding on to you for life, and then you owe them money. And so he did that, and then he stayed independent after that, because now he's bigger than all these companies.
He's one of them people, and I think Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it when you say
Yeah.
that. Very
That
similar.
nigga came out with 20 mil up and gave him 2 albums and got the fuck out of his deal. Like, he just did it in such a smart way. Like, he gave him, I think he had was it a 3 album or 2 album?
It's true.
He gave him a bullshit album after the second
He's
one.
like, I'm out.
And got the fuck on. And I think, man, like, if you learn the game, it's beneficial, but everybody knows the game.
Yeah.
Some people are just happy to get the deal and you sign it.
Yeah.
And as you said, like you're locked in for those 5 albums and you didn't even read the fine print.
Yeah, and you don't know how long that's gonna last now.
And if you're one of the people who are just like, I think like kind of like Logic. I think he did it. Like he just pushed out albums and then he got out of this shit. which I don't really listen to Logic anymore. But I'm saying Logic was hard though when he first came
Yeah,
out.
no,
I don't know what happened.
What is that album? The Greatest Story Ever Told?
Under the Influence, I think.
No, the one where he's like in the spaceship.
Yeah, that was a good album.
That's one of my favorite albums ever. Just like that's literally what an album's supposed to be. The skits, the lyricism, the different vibe switches. Like he really went all out on that, and you do not see albums like that anymore. No. Like that. Don FM. What was that? Was that 2 years ago?
Yes.
That surprised me because I'm like,
that's
man,
such a good album.
And I think it went so under the radar.
Man, my dad loves The Weeknd. Like, and I got on the album. And I remember I listened to it. I was like, I haven't listened in a long time. I was like, this shit.
Yeah.
Hard. The one, like, what? That's when you think of old man, right?
Yeah. Because the whole kind of the whole thing of the theme of the album is, you know, you're kind of in like purgatory. Is what it is. Like you just died and can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say
you can do it.
fucking oh man. The fact that you have fucking Jim Carrey narrating your album, that's the craziest way to set a standard, man. And he's doing the whole guy that's supposed to be talking over Don FM, and they do the little skits in between, and then it's insane, man. Like, I never thought of the idea, and I wondered with the cover, like, what the hell is he about to do? And it just blew my mind because it's an incredible concept, and people don't do that.
Bullshit, like he's a Satanist, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you listen to his music, you're like, I can see why people think he works the devil. Like he'll say shit like that.
But bro, that's always been going even since the 80s and 70s. Play the vinyl backwards to go hear the devil talking.
I like kind of like, you know, I don't believe it just because I don't, but I kind of like. Man, you can kind of see it playing into it.
That's one thing. Me and my girl went to the Doja Cat concert. What was that, Thursday? And she's incredible. Yeah. And I like how whether she is or not, the way that she toys with it. So then people like kind of just hate her more. It just it adds more. Like people want to listen when they hate you or when they draw these conclusions and all that. Like it's just. Another funny ass dude, Lil Nas X, man. He plays all that shit and
he capitalizes on it.
Yeah,
that was a small.
Yeah, the way that he just trolls people.
Jay-Z played on it for a bit.
Yeah,
Illuminati, and like if you knew about the Illuminati and Freemasons, you would know they won't let black people be. Like that's not they're a Zionist group. They don't let black people.
No, the Illuminati whole conspiracy theories and stuff is so funny. My mom's boyfriend back in like 2010 put me on with the YouTube videos of all the conspiracies of Lady Gaga videos, Beyonce and all that. And literally I'd stay up until 3 a.m. watching them, and then I couldn't go to bed because I was so damn scared for my life after watching that shit. Like,
and there's truth to everything, every conspiracy I feel, but with that shit, like when you like, I looked into it. I was like, well, is Jay-Z really? Yeah, I don't think that's real. But he played in it too. Like he had a shirt that said "Do what thou will." Like, it whatever. Like you say, like we said before, any attention is good attention. So, like.
But you got to think about it like, oh yeah, he's worshiping the devil, so now more people are looking up to see, let me see if this is actually true. Yeah. And then you're like, damn, this shit sounds fire as hell.
You're telling me
you're promoting shit.
A dope man from what? He's from Bronx.
Yeah.
Is he from the Bronx or is he from Brooklyn? He's from
Brooklyn. Yeah, that's right. Because
he's from Brooklyn.
The reason the Nets went to Brooklyn was because of him. Yeah.
I'm like, man, you told me a dope man from Brooklyn, they basically made their careers by themselves. If brush from the devil, I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know, but I'm just
the mystique is just great. In this
I like it.
All.
I think
it's funny. Yeah,
I enjoy the little bullshit. Like maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know, but I'm not that deep into what everybody else is. But like definitely the 2010s and like in that era, they're talking about everybody, the Illuminati. Kanye West is Illuminati. Yeah, Drake is Illuminati.
No, I remember one of the funniest ones is they're talking about Kanye and Jay-Z, and they said like the play on their names, like their nicknames, is them trying to, be gods, is because Hove is 3 letters just like God, and then Jesus, and they're like, oh man, like they're trying to be prophets, like, oh man, here y'all go.
I think the best person would address it was Rihanna, and she was just kind of like, oh, I think people just like say that because they don't believe black people could be that successful. And I was like,
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, like, you know
and people feeding into it.
yeah. Like, oh, you must have had to be doing something wrong to be that successful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't call white people Illuminati. They don't. Bill Gates. They don't be like, oh, he's Illuminati. So I get that, but
Yeah, and they're the real breadwinners too.
exactly. Like, right, facts. But no, LeBron. They have LeBron and Illuminati. Yeah, what a funny time in society. And like that was plays in the music back then. Like there was so much. Do you feel like there's much collaboration? Well, what do you think about like I feel like there's more collaboration back then. Do you feel the same now? I kind of feel. I guess
as in the the more mainstream people. I would say it's a little less of collabs because there was literally like a 3-year span of like everybody trying to make collab
everybody
albums.
was messing with everybody.
The Drake and Future, What a Time to Be Alive. Future had a album with Uzi. Who was it?
He had an album with
Takeoff.
He had an album with Juice WRLD.
Yeah. So like everybody, I think at that time was like trying to do that, and now I think
2 years other than Drake. No one's making.
Drake. That's one thing I think not enough people give Drake credit for is like I know the thing once For All the Dogs came out, it was all like, oh, he's trying too hard to be young and stick with the young audiences. That's literally his fan base.
Yeah.
Is young people. You expect him not to make a song with Yeet?
Right.
Like, come on now.
Those are the people who are buying your shit. So
I'm not gonna lie.
Business 101.
Me being my age, I wasn't my favorite album, right? But I didn't hate it. You know what I'm saying? And I know it wasn't for me. That album's not for a millennial 35-year-old band. It's for the kids, and the kids loved it. And so let the kids like it.
He did some of the old Drake on some of those songs, and that's what actually
8 p.m. in Charlotte.
Yep, and then with Bahamas Promises, Tried Our Best. He did like a lot of those Take Care vibes, and that's my favorite Drake. And maybe I'm the only one here, but that's probably a top 5 Drake album for me right now.
Top 5.
Top 5. Just.
I mean, Take Care is number 1.
Yep, Take Care is one for me.
I would say his first. I would say Nothing Was the Same.
Okay, I think that's undebatable. It has to be top 5.
2 or maybe 3. This first album was obviously really good.
Thank Me Later. You got it.
That'd be my second or third. I'll say third now. Shit. Then after that, it's kind of rough for me.
Yeah, no, there's so much to choose from.
So much content. That's why I can't hate Drake. Like people.
What album had Starting From the Bottom? Now we're here.
That was Nothing Was the Same.
Okay. Yep.
I could probably name the whole entire track list of like every album. That's.
Did you like Scorpion?
I did, but
you wouldn't put that in your top 5.
No, I wouldn't. I think.
What was after Nothing Was the Same?
If you're reading this,
that's the top 5.
And then Views.
Maybe that might be my second one. If you're reading this, then it would be Views.
Yep.
It would be Nothing Was the Same would be after.
Yep.
If you're reading this, then Views, and then what I mentioned before.
What, Scorpion or
No, hell no.
Thank Me Later?
Thank Me Later. Yeah, that round up my top 5.
Yeah, I think it's a super slippery slope when you talk about it. I always gotta put Take Care at 1. That's literally like a top 5 album for me in general, no matter what you're talking about.
Any album. I agree.
Views is 2. Nothing Was the Same. And then this one it really starts getting hard. I'm probably in the minority here, but What a Time to Be Alive. That's really, really grown on me. I
don't call that a Drake album.
Okay. You know what? I like that you say that. I'll put that to the side because that's over time it's and then either If You're Reading This or If You're Reading This.
You kind of got the same thing.
Yep. Okay, that's gotta go right there. And then
since we're on the topic, if you're reading this, do you think they did that? Whether Drake or his creative director did that on purpose on something that could turn into a meme or being reposted? Because remember when that album came out, a lot of people used that same front and style, being like, if you're reading this, It's
Yeah, no,
whatever. And
it's
then
still on like
reposting it.
birthday cards and stuff.
Man, Drake has done so much for the culture, but we're in
Because
such
even
a,
also with
it's
Hotline
crazy.
Bling, I always ask, like, did they
That
do
was
that
on
on
View.
purpose? Like, did you do that because you know people would be able to repost it and make memes and retweet it? And
And I
That's a
think
controversial song though, because my boy, I like the cha cha.
Yeah.
like he kind of
no. Initially, when he dropped that on SoundCloud, when Drake did, it was Hotline Bling, and then in like parentheses it said something about like Cha Cha remix.
Oh, he was showing.
Yeah, and now like him and Drum got beef because of that, because he didn't end up really crediting him once Drake took it off of SoundCloud, and then it was
This is
a different song. It was just Hotline Bling because it blew up.
No,
but you got to be tactful though on some things on your releases, I guess.
so there was a podcast with who was the nigga with the eye? He fucked
Only nigga with the eye I could think of was Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap.
Okay, I didn't know that's where you was
Fetty Wap.
going.
And he was saying how he fucked up because he did the same type of shit with
Come my way. Yeah.
Like, so Drake wanted to be on it with Fetty, and Fetty like, nah, that's my dog song. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't market it like that. And Drake was like, bet. And just put that shit out. And like, that song was like the biggest song for like 6 months. And Fetty's like, I fucked up because I could have helped my people out, but I was on some dumb pride shit.
Yeah.
And the same way with Drum's like, oh, like, nigga, embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not Drake, and I don't like, and I know that's not fair, but it's like, nigga, if Drake want to get in a collab with me, nigga, take that shit.
No, yeah, Drake
Like,
has elevated so many careers by literally just getting on a feature. Like, that's, I know he was already bound to blow up, Lil Baby was, but then when Drake got on that Yes Indeed, that's, I'm pretty sure that's Lil Baby's like,
Migos.
Migos Versace.
Yeah.
I love McConan with Tuesday, and then bro fell off the face of the earth because I guess he
had an album come out a few years ago though that Album McCona's a talented ass nigga. Like, he had some good music, but he the same thing. He got beat. He got into like, man. I don't know, man.
People end up just taking a lot of things personally, and like you said, if Drake offers to help your career, you better take it, man.
I get your art, but you sometimes you just gotta ride that train, and then once you got your own station, go ahead and get off. But right now, man, let Drake take the song, let your name get out there, and then you gotta keep putting out heaters. That's like, I feel like Dirk was already a name, but when Dirk jumped on that Drake song, he just blew up.
Yeah, no, Dirk was in the scene for around a decade. I remember L's Up for Them hitters. Like,
dated old girl.
Deja Loaf. Oh,
the fakest relationship.
Yeah, that shit was weird. They were not compatible.
Like, what? But no, that shit is funny as hell. But yeah, man, music is very fickle. And like, we're just talking about the waves. Like, right now, it's all about like that trap, and like, I like trap music though. I like the different like UK trap compared to Chicago trap or the New York trap. Like, I like that shit, but it's not the most lyrical. Not lyrical, not musical.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's just a little oversaturated at this point. Like, because initially, drill was Chicago. Yeah. Then they created New York drill. Now there's UK drill. Shoot, I think there's an Italian drill too. Like, there's so much. Everybody making drill music now, and that's what created Ice Spice's career, was because she was on drill beats. Yep. And
Respect. Respect though. Good for
I don't think I've heard her rap over anything else. And so like, that's just, every time I hear, I feel like you could just insert a verse from a different song and just put it everywhere.
I also like, I'm curious to see her career go on, because I come to understand her dad was an underground battle rapper.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know that.
Growing up with the underground hip hop scene, so let's see what happens.
I'm curious about Sexy Red. No hate, like I like. Sexy Red.
I'm curious to see.
But I'm curious, like, how long is that music gonna go? Cause I'm peeping it now. Like, there's one song, like her baby daddy song, or Free My Baby Daddy, and niggas.
The one where she's in prison in the video or something.
Like, you in jail pregnant? What do we do?
Yeah, just setting us back 100 years.
Man.
Like.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know the ignorance is what kind of, it's the shock factor. It's kind of what runs a lot of things, but it's, it's just letting white people win.
I was
Like,
about to say, like, is that setting us back? Honestly, like,
yeah.
like, folks, is that
And
setting us
it's
back?
okay to be a
Putting us
little ignorant. Like, that's a part of the swag and everything. But like, you can't. Don't make it your whole thing.
She said she had some lip gloss or some fingernail polish called Booty Hole Brown.
Oh
And
man.
like, I don't care. Like, you know,
Yeah.
do you. Like, I actually think it's funny. I don't take it serious. I know she's not serious, but it's like,
She laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got nothing wrong. I'm just like, that shit wild.
Yeah, but no, yeah. What you were saying, I'm curious to see how long.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
This lasts because I think that is the thing with a lot of these artists. Like, if you name the people who've blown up in the last 3, 4, 5 years, I mean, who's really like stuck around?
Yeah, true. Because it was
even,
just like a wave, and then
like even Lil Baby, like people were saying he's about to be on like the Mount Rushmore of rappers and shit because he went on a crazy 1 or 2 year run, and I respect his music. I've never been like the biggest fan of Lil Baby, but I respect it, and I was just like, all right, I don't see that superstar factor in him, so I'm waiting to see one of those songs where I'm like, all right, like he's really rising above that, and now. You know, he's kind of in that middle ground. He's one of those guys where
you're saying a rapper that's popped out in the last 5 years.
Yep,
right?
that's really stuck around.
Stuck around. Like
JID.
Like even if you think about like Tekashi 6ix9ine,
Yeah.
came up really hot.
JID.
I'd say he's still kind of in like that middle ground too though, like because that he's got that one that song was out like 2 years ago, but like it's a TikTok song that's blowing up now. And I think that's gonna really like help him take another leap and being with Dreamville obviously helps. But
you got a good point.
But yeah, I'm just like anybody that when Drake got on, it was Drake. When Kendrick got on, Drake and Kendrick. When Cole got on, Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. And it's just
Cole's been on.
It's the big three.
I was a Cole fan before the Kendrick. No, I was a Cole fan. It was Cole and Drake for a minute. You know what I mean? I had heard J. Cole like back in college, like 2009.
Yeah.
He had just got on with Jay-Z at that point. So I've always been a Cole fan. But yeah, you're right. We haven't had that like big three, like those niggas. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of know. Baby Keem is that nigga.
You know what? Yeah, he could be making his way because I think he's got enough big songs that people know. And I mean, obviously the Kendrick
NBA Youngboy.
NBA Youngboy. He's so I feel like he's really weird to talk about because he's really big to his audience.
Viral. He's a viral.
Yeah,
but he's for the kids.
Yeah, he's a YouTube star.
Yeah,
the numbers don't go too big on the charts, but on
his
YouTube,
streams don't go big, but his YouTube goes hard. Yeah,
and I do think, I mean this is a whole different spectrum of things, but I do think like we need to have new voters for the Grammys and everything because the fact that people like him that get crazy numbers like that, the fact that Kanye said it, March Madness by Future didn't get nominated for a Grammy. We need different people voting for the hip hop culture because the people that are voting for it don't know what the hell they're doing.
Gucci should win up for a Grammy.
Yeah, Macklemore should not have won that damn
Macklemore.
rap album of the year. And that was a legendary like. If one of y'all want to look it up, it was Magna Carta. I think was one of the 5 albums.
Yeah, J. Cole's album was out that year.
Was Kendrick Good Kid, Mad City? I think
Mad City.
Drake. I think that was Take Care.
Was that year?
And then fucking more like, and that one. That one. After that, they should have reneged everything else and said, "All right, we need a whole new group of people in there."
Yeah.
And it doesn't gotta be like. All young niggas because like they know what's going on right now, but like get a decent amount, get a 35-year-old, a 42-year-old, a 22-year-old, like get people that know what's going on in the culture because when y'all vote for these people,
voting for them.
voting for it, like when y'all get these people what Jack Harlow's album what was it called whatever the one he put out that everybody was dogging on. How did y'all put that up there? Like, how was that one of the ones nominated?
Critically acclaimed? No one's like, critics like, yeah, this album's great.
Yeah.
Even like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You're right. Even like a white hip hop lover wouldn't like Jack Harlow's album. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah, and he put out like a short, I think it was like an 8-9 song EP after that, and it was 10 times better.
Yeah, Jack Harlow is. I think he's straight. I ain't gonna,
Yeah.
But his the album before last. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. It was garbage. But hey, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back.
This show is
Can't keep my hands to myself when we alone. Could never be another you, ain't a clone.
Ex-man so insecure, ayy. So much love you bound to endure, ayy. Gave you all this, say you'll give you more. Baby, tell me what we've been waiting for.
You special, I love your vibe. Sexual shit aside, yeah, this is Renault Facade. Go deep and look in your eyes, cause see you mention my fly. Just need you up in my life, let's split a piece of the pie. Your body aging like wine.
And it. All right. Well, welcome. We're back, man. Welcome to the Gyst.Rewind podcast. Took a quick break. And we got on a tangent about Drake, and you know what I'm saying. He'll be probably a GOAT. I could put him in the GOAT conversation. Hey, he had a good run, but we're gonna get back to you, bro, because you also are an artist.
Yeah.
And what is your process of music? Do you listen to a beat? Do you write? Do you freestyle your shit? Like I like asking every rapper, especially because I think people don't understand rappers are like
Actually, before you answer that, did you have any musical background before you started doing rap or anything, playing instruments?
I mean, yeah, besides just being a big music head growing up, like the first album I ever owned was Ludacris Word of Mouth. I listened to that front to back. And just Sade, like Earth, Wind and Fire, Rick James, obviously Prince. Like I've always loved music, but rap was always like the number one thing I listened to. So I feel like that's where I kind of get a lot of my influence, but at the same time, just loving so many different genres of music. I want to be able to make that be portrayed in my music too. And outside of just being big on listening, for like 4 years I played the tenor saxophone. I wasn't that good at it, but that's my favorite instrument. And so I tried to dive into that, and I had a bad teacher, and it kind of just made me not want to be in the class.
I want to learn to play the guitar. I used to play the trumpet. I want to learn to play the guitar.
That was my second option.
Yeah.
But to your question, the process is, man, it really varies, kind of depending on my environment. If I'm just at the crib by myself, might turn something on, just nod my head to it, say a few bars, then start freestyling. Once I kind of find a flow, I might try to stick with it. Or if I'm just with like a group of friends, or just a bunch of music friends and stuff, we'll turn on like 10 beats and just get going. And like, all right, we got to write something down. Like we just saying too much cold shit right now. And sometimes, shoot, I'll just at work, when I worked at the security job, that was where I wrote my whole first album.
Okay.
I told myself once I moved back here, I was gonna get into music. I was gonna start taking it seriously. So I had like 10 beats just in my notes, and I was like, all right, if I'm not getting these songs done, I need to start making progress. I need to be efficient at work. I can't just be sitting there watching movies and being bored and letting time pass me by. And so I knocked all those out. If I was getting tired, I was like, all right, let me turn on this beat again. And if I had a bunch of songs done, I didn't have nothing in my head to write, I just rapped the songs I already got written down. Eventually I was going to get in the studio and have it memorized. So I feel like it really varies. I feel like no matter what environment I'm in, I could make something.
Right.
But like we could make something right here. Y'all just, beat off the table like it's middle school or something. We could make a top 5 song. I feel I got the confidence of Bro from Malibu's Most Wanted.
Traffic.
Anything looking for my chapstick. There's a Ford Maverick. Like,
but every artist knows, like anybody who has actually like you dabble in any kind of craft, you kind of know like inspiration comes out of anywhere. You just gotta keep looking out for it.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing too. Just emotions. If I'm thinking about something from the past, or like just something in the present is really just irking me, if I can just write write the shit down, like, then I feel like I at least got a way to express it. That's that's actually the way I wrote the one of the songs on my deluxe of my project, Catharsis, was I was in Vegas and had a really bad experience where it wasn't no gambling, but where I ended up losing money in the process. And I got in my feels. I was mad. It was the last day. I was at the MGM Grand, and I just listened to a beat and just sat there and just started writing. And sometimes it just happens that way, you know?
I want to talk about another thing. Like, see you and my boy Wes. Shout out Wes.
Yeah.
Y'all did the Evil Ways. Y'all took the challenge straight. You know what I'm saying? He dropped some beats for people to rap on, right? Fab did a few.
Yep.
Y'all did y'all thing on that. I think that's a really good.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah.
Just to do exactly what him and like J. Cole did, kind of just pass the torch, which was like that. Yeah, what made y'all lock in like that, and how did that come to be?
It's funny you asked that because literally I texted him like a week before we dropped it, and I just said, you know, a lot of these songs are kind of like blowing up where people are rapping over stuff that people know, and this is one of like the more popular tracks, like, and I just need another person on the track with me, like, what are you thinking for content and everything? And he said, bro, I was literally just about to text you the same shit. And I'm like, no way. So we just like, we had telekinesis and shit. We was on our like piccolo and all that, just locking in. And so we said like 3 days later, all right, let's go over and do a quick session. We'll just write. Pulled up. I mean, we just kicked it and chopped it up for like an hour, and then an hour later started writing and the shit was done. Talked about the video, what we want to do, and like just the whole writing process. We were surprising each other. Like we were saying shit that we were like, hold on, how'd you even think of that? And I even had moments where I was like just writing, and you know that what music video is that? The Travis Scott, Gunna and Young Thug song. It's hot. I think the song is called Hot, but that. Yeah, Gunna's writing on the notepad, and the flames is literally coming out. I literally felt that sometimes where I was like, damn, did I really just write that down? And it's a hella fun track. Y'all check it out. Yeah. It's on YouTube.
If I have your permission, I'm gonna play like a slow, like bit of it on the end of the podcast. For sure. That shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all talking about. Let me check it out. And it's. Man, I just like people collaborate. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people kind of don't. Yeah, they kind of get in their little group. You know what I mean? And think, oh, I'm just gonna deal with this. Yeah, like, I understand that too. You know, because some people be on bullshit out here. We can all probably attest to that. You know what I'm saying? But what do you feel like? Do you feel like Minnesota needs to just continue to like work together?
Or how has it been for you experience collaborating? Or like how do you go about it?
I think a lot of people don't. They talk the talk and don't walk the walk. Everybody that I run into, it's like we already knew each other. We just haven't met in person. And then it's just, hey, like, let's do something. I'm down. And then you ask what their schedule is looking like, and it's crickets. Or they're like, oh, I'll get you next month. Okay, hit me up next month. They don't say something, so I got to say something. I don't want to be double texting people and, like, you know, force anything. But, you know, just let me know what it is. I feel like people need to do that because I think some people, whether it's out of fear or it's out of just, you know, not really wanting to expose themselves, I think people do get scared sometimes for collaborations because maybe I'm not that person that I portray. Maybe, you know, you're not going to catch my vibe. You got to be your own vibe, bro. Like, I met plenty, like, the best people that I've collabed with or met with and just had connections with and stuff like this are the weirdest motherfuckers I've ever met, and I don't understand them, but I love the environment. Like, we're gonna be at our best when we're comfortable, when we're in a situation where we don't gotta feel like anything is forced.
Right. No, I can understand that. Like, I do feel like there is some capping that motherfuckers out here. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You know
I'll
who
get
you
up with you. I'll get
If
up
you're
with you. I'll
offended
get
by
up with
it
you.
as well, you know who you
Yeah.
are.
Hey, what
You know
did
what
Drake
I'm
say? If
saying?
the shoe fits, you
Like,
know.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Like people be out here telling the top, but you don't see no motion, and it's
Yeah.
like, and I'm not gonna judge you, but don't sell me a dream.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, oh no, actually don't sell yourself a dream.
Yeah.
But
Stop,
you know
stop lying to yourself.
You know what's interesting enough to what you just say that, like, aside from music, that applies to life,
Oh, hell yeah.
business, like, literally the way people move with it. Whether you want to work with somebody and how to make something be a win-win situation, like as you say, it's got to be a comfortable environment for everybody to interact and trust. And
Well, and that's one thing. Not it's not a music related person, but I'm a Steelers fan. Mike Tomlin, that's he's their head coach. Something he always says is, get more comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Put yourself in there, like, and I feel like that's the best way I've thrived. Like when I lived in LA, I was by my damn self. I had some roommates at some point in time. Sometimes it was literally just me. And if I wanted to do something, my mom wasn't gonna tell me, hey, you got to do this, or I didn't have somebody to tell me like, hey, it's time. Like I had to do it myself, so I do shit by myself, and I learned to just love doing things and figuring out everything later.
yeah, I'm sure nothing kind of like, I'm sure it just made you have much more tougher skin because you're like, shit,
Yeah.
nigga, I survived in LA by myself.
Yeah, no, it's rough seas, man. Just and I think that's what people don't try to walk around with that confidence. Sometimes you just gotta fake it, bro. If you wake up one day and you feel like, damn, my car ain't working, my girl just broke up with me, my mom said don't ever talk to me again because I was acting up at Thanksgiving. Like, you know what, bro? Just fake it.
Yeah.
If you gotta go to something, just act like you got it all together, and eventually you will. Because it's whether you want to call it whether it's prayer or whether it's
meditation.
yeah, all that,
Whatever your source of meditation.
Yeah.
Or motivation, I should say.
yeah.
I just think that's just practicing stoicism. You can't change. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta live in your environment. You live in your consequences. If something happens, you gotta live with it and just kind of move with it without reacting to it either kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because today is today, and tomorrow will be a whole different day. I've been big on that, man. Like,
But
can't,
also on that, it's not so much even faking it. I feel like when you say on that, it's being aware. Like, I'm feeling this way, but I got to do this. So
how do I react to my
so
situation?
I'm gonna.
that's I'm not trying to be
keep it real, bro. Go ahead.
disrespectful, but I'm just being like, that's being a man. Like, you identify as a man.
Yeah, that's called growing
Like,
up.
you know what I'm saying?
a lot of people haven't.
I think when you're a man, you learn your limits. You learn
And as a man, you have to, man, because
have
the
to.
world will punish you.
an emotional man is a dangerous man.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that. So you have to learn how to control yourself and be like. I was just talking to my girl, and I was like, "It is what it is." She's like, "It is what it is." Like, but it is.
It really is
what it is.
It is what it is. Like
I can't get over hyped about it. I can't get over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, and I think people don't understand. And when you think like that, it's not like giving up. It's just like tomorrow I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it literally this isn't the only issue that I got. It's not gonna be the only issue that I'm facing. There's bullshit that goes on every day, bro. We didn't know how good we had it when we was kids.
exactly.
Man,
Or even recognizing like, I'm pissed off about it, but I'm not gonna react right now. I'm gonna go do some shit and come back to it later.
Yeah. And that's back to distraction. That's just everybody got different ways to cope with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right. I'm gonna go dance. I'm gonna go do some whatever.
Work out. I'm gonna go sit down and assess this is who I want to be. Like, a lot of people go off emotions, and I'm like, man, I can't move like that.
That's how you hurt yourself.
Like, if you can't control yourself, you can't control nobody else.
Yeah.
Like, so if you want to be a good leader out here, you gotta know how to learn yourself.
Most people be raising kids, man.
I'm talking from something. Like, I'm talking to somebody sometimes when I say this shit. And like, really, learn yourself and learn you can't be. And I think also, like, bro, like being an artist and being just a person in general, mind your business on some shit.
Yeah.
There's
For
some
real.
shit you don't gotta be involved in. Like some people ask me questions about some shit, and I'm okay saying I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Hey,
No, hey, my favorite thing is because, like I said, I was a sports head, man. Just the way that a lot of players beat around the bush in an interview. They say, "Oh, well, how are you gonna deal with that player that punched you in the face?" Well, I think that the best way to go about the situation is to just be the bigger man, and I'm gonna go ahead and just be
Cap.
myself, and I'm gonna be a better person tomorrow. Like.
Cap.
Okay, you didn't say anything
You
about
said
it.
shit either.
Hey, sometimes you gotta
lying
talk.
to yourself.
Yeah, you gotta talk to
Capping.
people like that. Sometimes just go a little off rails, and then it
bro.
seems like you answered the question.
When you know yourself, then you're okay with saying. You learn how to say what you mean.
Yeah,
Like look, I think I don't like him, but Draymond Green, he does him right, and on his podcast, he's very he
he's an open
explains
book,
why
yeah.
he says it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I hate you as a player, but I get why you
yeah.
like. I get
No,
it.
that is
You
one
know
thing
what I'm saying?
I respect out of him.
I
Yeah,
respect
he'll literally go
Draymond.
on there and say, you know what, Rudy Gobert was a baby back bitch, and then
Yeah.
just be like, okay, and
Alright.
people are just gonna be like, all right, well,
And
I guess that's how he
respect it.
feels.
I don't like you, but I respect you. I can
Yeah.
respect you. I have a lot of people I don't like who I respect.
Yeah, no, I feel that a lot, bro. It's just I gotta respect the way you move.
Yeah.
And if I can't respect that, then
And we may not mesh, we may not be friends, but I
Yeah.
respect you.
Yeah.
That's better than having a friend. I rather someone
Yeah.
respect me than be my friend. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie to you. Like we may not mesh, and that's cool, but I respect you.
yeah.
Dope. We probably won't be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be cool with you. We'll probably
Yeah,
be good.
no, yeah.
Like,
I
the
think
biggest
that's a
thing.
perfect way to go about it. You don't gotta like me, but you gotta respect me. That's how I want relationships to be, man. It's just shit like that. Because if you're trying to overly complicate it, and like we were talking about before, trying to be something you're not, or trying to just lie to my face, like, bro, if you're so bad at lying in your teeth, like I'm gonna see some of the shit you're saying, like everything's gonna come to light at some point, and then
Man.
it's gonna make me question you as a person, your characteristics, like
And that's number two. When you know, you're talking, you know yourself now. So
Yeah.
you know when people are not being themselves.
Yeah,
You can see
yeah.
it. They be shaking,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, I can't deal with you if you're
Yeah.
not being who you want.
yeah, no, and it's just once you do have that confidence in yourself to know who you are, you do kind of just see that, like sometimes it's just a fucking blue cloud or a gray cloud over somebody's head that you only the real niggas can really see
Yeah.
a lot of times.
Right.
Game recognized game.
Game recognized game, bro. And not like, and it's not like intuitive all the time, but it's like, oh man, like, why you second guessing yourself so much, or like, why you? For me, when someone doesn't like know how to, what's the word? When you know how to deal with chaos, when you're
Yeah.
reactive in chaos, I know who you are. You
Yeah.
gotta work on yourself. You gotta be honest
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yeah,
And that's the biggest thing. Like, and I feel like a lot of people in music out here are not honest because they're trying to show somebody
Yeah.
who they want to be, and not being themselves.
yeah,
And,
no, yeah. Being able to be calm in chaos is literally, I
Yeah,
think the
calm,
only
yeah.
the only way you can be an adult, unless like you've just got everything handed to you, which most people that's not the case. So like, yeah, you got to be able to know that. Damn, whatever fucking things that I said earlier, your car broke down, your mama hates you, this and that. You got to deal with all that.
House on fire.
Yeah, you
deal
got
with
to
it.
deal with it regardless. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna be emotional and be mad about it and blame other people, or are you just gonna say, all right, I got man up, figure this shit out? Like,
when do you?
It's got to get done. As
You
you said,
agree?
it's
So
gotta-
y'all agree when people are emotional, they're quick to blame somebody.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's like the weakest thing you can do
Yeah.
now to me. 'Cause
quick
it's
to
like,
blame somebody or blame the reason why the situation happened rather than focusing, like, as you said, I still got to fix this shit.
Right.
What do I do? Like,
Yeah.
this happened, whatever, dude. It happened because
Yeah.
of whatever. My mom didn't take care of me. I'm an adult now. Get your shit together. You
Yeah.
can't.
together, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to therapy, man.
Now, Jayham, for you, like, I know you've been on quite a few performances, but actually, before we first even talked, I came out to one of you guys' show, and I gotta say, like, getting to know you even more, I can see, I guess, your music exposure and your vocab showing in your performances and stuff. So big shout out on that, because
Thank you,
like
thank
you
you.
mentioned like Earth, Wind, and Fire and stuff, but it was like even from your performance, I was like, there was something unique from when I saw you guys. That was like maybe back in April, maybe June. June.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you and West, you guys did the shit, but you also had your own solo performance on there with a couch and everything as well.
Yep.
Like, no killer on it. How do you go about preparing and everything, like rehearsing or?
Does being an actor help?
Or even for something on that, an example on that, because like honestly, like you put on the show, that was a performance.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Literally, like the performance and like you said, I think acting probably has a lot to do with that. That's literally my favorite part of this shit. Like, I told my girl while we were at the Doja Cat concert, this is me being mad vulnerable, so don't nobody roast me off of this. I literally just...
Okay, niggas. This nigga talking real shit right here.
There was a moment during the show where I just sat back and saw everybody knowing like all the words to one of her tracks, and I was like, wow, I need to know that feeling, man. I need to know a whole stadium packed out of me just doing my shit, something I literally just made in the crib one night, and everybody knows all the words to, like, and shit, I could literally just put the mic up that way for the whole entire song, and people know word for word. Like, that's my favorite thing of just all of this is I love people, man. Like, I don't like when people be on bullshit, but I like to inspire people. I want people to, feel that I was a person that just showed love. That's like the number one thing. And I feel like just having an acting background, I always had different celebrities I wanted to be. When I used to have the braids back in the day, I wanted to be Lil Bow Wow. I wanted to be Ludacris. I wanted to be AI. And so if I'm playing basketball in the backyard, I'm trying to do what AI did. If I'm in the mirror at school, I'm trying to rap Lil Bow Wow, let me hold you, like all that. And so like,
hell yeah,
I feel like all of that just rubs off and like, I guess kind of put me where I'm at. And so I feel like when I perform, I'm still the same person, but I'm in the fucking zone, bro. Like, I feel like I'm in the bedroom and I'm literally, like I told y'all, listening to Word of Mouth. That was the first album I got. I feel like I'm just doing that. Jumping on the bed, just listening to Move Bitch, Get Out the Way. My parents made me get the clean version, so I wasn't saying bitch.
Got the little back scratches when he says bitch.
Luda was also a person that getting enough love. That nigga had bars.
You said who?
Luda.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Had bars of bars. Like he like even me, like someone put me on game again, like nigga, you're tripping. Luda was that nigga back
bro.
in the day.
And his theatrics was so cold too. His videos were always cold.
Well, he didn't have acting background, but you could tell he was going maybe I don't know much about Luda.
Yeah, I don't know before he got
was like his Move Bitch was the one he was what was the one he was rapping upside down? He got sick. He talked about it in the podcast. I watched.
Was that the Super Bowl? What with 50 Cent?
No, it's an album where he's like rapping upside. I think it's Saturday, and he's he's rapping upside down. He's actually upside down in the video.
Sticky icky. That song, yeah.
Oh, and he got sick. I think he threw up.
I could see that, bro.
And it's like, not trying to go back in the day, but like just the fact that he was so willing to put all his all in to the point he would throw up for his video.
And that goes back to right now, like back what we were saying with the current state of music and everything. I don't see a lot of music videos like that anymore where people give a fuck. Yeah. Like the back on Drake, the first person shooter video, that shit was so fire. With J. Cole, the new one. He gave a fuck. That's all it took. Like you got a big budget, bro. As long as you guys give a fuck, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
And like the pulls, the culture, like the chess. They're playing chess. A shout out to Messi and Ronaldo. Like
and then the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, like everything about that. Yeah, man.
I've always been thinking of like, how can you now repackage and sell music? Because like right now, making music as an artist, selling music is difficult. You gotta pack venues. Like so how you making most of your monies. Or if you can make vinyls and sell those. But I've always been thinking like, some people need to start thinking of even making more like videos. Like your whole album is almost like a show. But not even an entirely show, but like as you say, back to music videos being creative to people being like, yo, I don't want to just hear it. I want to watch the music videos.
And it goes back to what he said. You got to be more than just being a rapper. You can't, though rapping is part of it, but being business savvy and also like understanding like this is a platform more than me being a rapper. So I'm going to stream or I'm going like I have no idea, right? But like you'd be more than just like what you're doing. You gotta do that too, and you gotta do this, and you gotta do that, and you gotta do this. So you gotta be all these different things.
But I feel like even for he's in goddamn jail. This might get you shit like little like back pushed, but like R. Kelly with locked in the closet.
Whoa.
He said, "Hold on." He said, "We gotta bleep his name out."
Yeah. You about to get canceled over here. Now I know y'all gonna get.
I did not think we'd be talking about R. Kelly, but you make a great point.
Bro, but before the scandal, how many people were interested to find out the next clip on that shit?
No, me and my friend in middle school, bro, we stayed up. It was me and my friend Quentin. Shout out to Q. We stayed up until like 4 a.m. and we watched every single one. Literally, it was
back to back because you're like, I want to find out what the fuck happened to this nigga.
Watching a TV series, and we were like, what? When the midget popped out.
Well, and the lyrics ain't even that cold for the real.
I think even that, but I think what you can do now, the artist, is flip shit niggas already did. Like you can do the R. Kelly shit, not the kid shit.
Yo.
Unfortunately, that's what some people are doing.
Shout out Cam at the industry night. Shout out, I said it already, but he was somehow they used to do like live shows at like. But then like a sky and shit like that. Nigga, you can do that now and put that on your live, and that's like a video. Like you can chop it up and make it like it's different ways to flip shit now because of technology and all types of shit. Like I feel like you gotta be a platform now. You can't just be a rapper.
And I think you going on to saying how you gotta flip it. It's there. I think there's a lot more flexibility in content now because there's so many different platforms to do it on. And I think, people are doing like, going back to like a trapped in the closet type of thing. People are just making, there's something you can do on TikTok where you make like a playlist. So each video is going on to like the next. Yeah. You have that door open if you want to do something like that.
Message.
I think that, bro, there's so many possibilities in social media that you can replicate certain things and, we got a lot of access. Like so much of this shit is accessible.
Real talk on that.
Man, I think music is in a good place. I think if we can get the artistry to catch up with technology, I think what we're trying to like you can get
you got to put that on a t-shirt.
If you can get a Donald Glover because the internet type music in this modern era. You got something going like Donald Glover. No, like I went to school for film, so when you were talking about that, I was resonating with me. I won't say shit. This nigga made a whole album with a screenplay. So you read the screenplay as you listen to the album.
Yeah, and back to that's actually my favorite album ever. Oh man,
I can see why. I can see. That's one of my favorite albums. Like that's probably top 5.
Sure. I was up so late reading the screenplay. When it came out, that literally like in the fact that he was playing a character in his interviews, that shit was everything during that time, and I don't think a lot of people know that. Like that's why this is the motherfucker who made Atlanta. Yeah, that is one of the greatest TV shows ever.
It's probably the most talented. Like I ain't gonna lie, that's why I want a film degree. He's one of the most talented people you could probably tap in with. Like, he does music, he does film, he does TV shows, he writes on, he wrote for 30 Rock. He can probably
He had a stand-up special on Comedy Central.
He was the reason Miles Morales was a character. Yeah. Because people were trying to make him the next Spider-Man. Like, so, like, niggas don't give him flowers enough because he's not a typical whatever you want to be, but he did a lot of shit in culture that made shit shift. Yeah. And we should definitely talk about him a lot more often.
Yeah.
And he's 40. He's barely 40,
he's,
right? Like,
he's
like
got
43.
I think he's either...
He was in Star Wars. Like,
Lando.
They're making a Lando movie for him. Mm-hmm. Like, he's in the...
There's Mr. and Mrs. Smith series that's coming out, I think, February 2nd or something.
A lot of people tend to forget, like, he was, like, writing scripts for movies.
That's like you said. He was on 30 Rock. He was all over NBC.
Like he was writing Community as he was in Community as well.
Yeah, no, He does it all.
From
man.
Atlanta, from Stone Mountain.
Yeah,
like
Stone
just
Mountain.
a regular, but not a regular. Like he's from where everybody's from. No, as you're a black person, you know about Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like he's from where you're from, and that show was great. And how weird it was, and like me being a film major, I'm like, oh, I think Atlanta's probably a top 5 show, but people won't recognize it until later, only because of like his work. He had so much shit going on.
Yeah.
He couldn't make it go back to back to back like he wanted to. It only lasted for like 4 seasons.
Yeah,
they all blew up.
Yeah,
they couldn't
4 or 5. Yeah,
they couldn't keep it going.
yeah. No, they.
He's a career maker.
Yeah, after I think the first 2, there was a hiatus for a
2 or
little
3
bit.
years.
Yeah, because everybody else was like, what is it? Brian David Tyree.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing crazy things in his career.
He was in Get Out, and he was either the own thing.
And
girl.
Zazie Beetz.
Yep.
She's cool. She's been in Deadpool and the Joker.
Yeah,
like,
so I don't think they knew. I wish I could ask him. Maybe I will one day, right? But
yeah.
like, I don't think you knew y'all would blow up as fast as y'all would when y'all made that show.
Yeah.
Maybe you did, but
Yeah.
like 4 seasons is 4 or 5 for a show like that. When you thought you would get like, I thought we were gonna get at least 7 because like they had just gone on tour.
Yeah.
Basically, was like that was it. Like interesting, but man, it's been an hour, probably longer than that. Man, people got families and shit to do, so we gonna wrap
Bills
it
to
up,
pay
man.
and
Bills
shit,
to
you
pay.
know.
Man, we all in Lee's crib, so
Nah.
we gonna shut it down, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Don't be doxing me. We ain't in
We-
my place,
we
man.
only
He
do-
like talking about your bullshit.
Well, we gonna get you back on, man. 'Cause we only get into what
I feel we got a lot of shit to talk about.
And a lot to build on, a lot
Yeah,
to
we
work
do.
with, man. Because
I don't know. Maybe next time we'll be in a different location. We'll see. But
But
hey,
also
man.
too, I guess before we go one more time, like definitely, yeah, check out J Ham over here.
Check out
I don't know if
J-Ham.
y'all recorded that performance, but definitely people need to see you more because once again, like, yeah, you're putting on an actual show, like where it's like, I need to have space to dance, but I also need a moment to sit down and soak it all in as I'm watching the
You
fucking
got
shit.
talent,
Like,
on
yeah,
there, man. You
what's
got
up?
some talent, bro.
Thank you,
Like,
y'all.
keep doing what
For
you're
real.
doing.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro, and just keep. Like I'm saying, like it seems like you're very open arms. Like I'll work with anybody. I'll do any kind of type of creative shit. So like I think that's dope. Cause that's
Do you got anything planning on coming out?
Man,
Any performances coming up?
2024 is gonna be a big year.
Okay.
I got a few performances that are about to be locked in. Just gotta get the dates and everything. Gonna have shitload of content. About to be a lot of singles. Pink Panther Chronicles still on the way.
Okay.
Keep having delays because I just keep seeing so many different things and having new ideas, man. But
Take your time, bro.
yeah, no, it's
Bro.
been a great process. Listen to Bernie Mackin, 901, the new Evil Ways freestyle with me and Wes. I said, okay, I need y'all to listen to me real quick. I said, I can't stop writing this pencils in my veins like where the Eagles play. Just know, Pennsylvania, I'm spitting bars out here, man. So yeah, go ahead, check me out. Check both of them out. They're gonna have a lot of big shit coming, man. This 2024 is about to be a big year.
Yeah, before we go, we kind of slowed down, but we gonna get this shit kind of going in 2024. You know what I'm saying?
Not 2024, right now. We're getting this shit going right now.
Right now.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
It's damn near 2024. So we gonna have it. We gonna have treatment coming to you, more reaction shit, more podcasts, more event situations. So just tap in with us, man. We gonna get it going. So, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate
Thank you for coming
you.
through,
Yeah.
man.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
you know,
hey.
So like, hey.
Like we drink champs out here.
You're trying to get over a goddamn hangover.
Yeah. Hey, man. I'm back at it again like a
Shit.
crackhead.
But, hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Everything clean, everything pure. Fuck all that. Fuck I need to change for.
If you wanna keep playing, you got to change your ways. If you wanna keep
Fuck that. I live life with no regrets. There ain't shit I change. Wesley sniping words, cutting like I got a blade. These bullets heat seeking missiles, I don't need to aim. You living off your bitch, nigga, we are not the same. If they had a wish, our lives, they would definitely trade.
I smoke the weed, get baked. Feel like a bouncer, how I peep the fakes. Running twos with set at UCLA. How many niggas have I pissed tons like I be in K?
Shit just is what it is, I feel like Kim and Mace. I'm not the type to need acknowledgement or any praise. I'm the type to get the bread and watch these booties shake. She wanna be my Juliet, but this is not a play. She wanna argue at Manny's, but this is not the place. Shit.
Benjamin Aretha, gotta keep it frank. Can't stop writing, there's pencils in my veins like where the Eagles play. Could never give a fuck about what people say. I keep evolving like a bum's cup. You can see the change, hit your bitch, you took ass to eat it graze.
Yeah, I ain't got time for caking. I'm cooking up these bars like I'm frying bacon. The way I kill these beats, it's a mutilation.